Hot seat?
Hot seat. Hot seat.
Hey, look who it is.
Spoiler alert.
It's Tim, who
if you haven't watched the Gauntlet, he's a contestant on the Gauntlet. Go watch the Gauntlet right now. Okay, now that you're back after watching the Gauntlet, hey, Tim.
You won.
He's the winner of the Gauntlet. Congratulations. $10,000 richer.
Dude, can I borrow $5,000?
No.
I've got a proposition for you.
So how many, are you sick of hearing that yet? Does every person go up to you and be like, hey, can I borrow money now?
I mean, some people on Twitter, I mean, my dad, he's always like, oh, that money you owe me back for raising you, so.
Hey, there you go.
But, nah, it's all good.
Well, that's cool. All right, so tell us about Gauntlet. What was your experience like on the Gauntlet, sir?
Crazy. Well, one, just the fact that I got to meet everybody from Rooster Teeth. Like, that was just in itself a great experience. The fact that I got to, because I never come to the, I never came to the studio, and I've only met you guys at like RTX. So like coming back and kind of really get to meet everybody, like hanging out with Gus and Bernie and everybody at the stage was an awesome experience in itself. Like to me, that's, I mean, just because I guess I'm a fanboy, and that was a great experience already.
Well, I mean, as the winner of the Gauntlet, you get to hang out at Gus's house, right? I, mean,
I hope so. We're all cool friends now, right?
Yeah, you're like BFS.
We're all cool.
BFS?
BFS?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Have another.
Buddies.
I'll just keep drinking.
What out of all the games you played, during the course of the Gauntlet, what was probably your favorite? Which was the one you felt was like your most solid, like I got this moment?
Even though we lost at Halo, that was my most solid, just because I was wrecking shop with a sniper, defending the base.
You were a nightmare. I don't know if that came across in the video. It really didn't. But you were doing such an effective job of guarding your base that that game went on for a long time. Red team had a real hard time even approaching your base.
Yeah, I was like, I basically grabbed the sniper and I was like, all right, I'm defending, because like in Capture Flag, I just like to, I really don't play like objectives that much. I just like to get kills. So like with that, I was like, I'm gonna just defend and they're gonna come. And so I got up on the side, like that dark area, and just basically every time the red team came by, I just sniped them with the sniper, got more ammo, whipped out the pistol when I needed to. And yeah, it didn't show as much, but I mean, I didn't die the whole match, and I got 25 kills. So
yeah, I kept trying
perfection.
I kept trying to set people up to snipe you, but you would see them before they got in position and kill them.
Yeah, Kyle was like sniping from his base, and I saw him, and I just picked him off. And then I think someone ran and grabbed the sniper again, and I just sniped him again. And so I just kept doing it. And I mean, unfortunately, we lost, but that was like the funnest I had. And I mean, all the games were great. I loved them all, and I'd played like at least I've at least played a little bit of all those games before, so each and every game was great.
Now, I forget, did you have to compete in the DDR competition, or was?
Yes, I did. That I was fun too, just because I hadn't played DDR in a long time.
But you had played it before.
Yes, I played that a lot, like going to arcades and everything.
Geez, so you're like a well-rounded gamer then, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I played RTSs before.
Well, you said
you wanted to play StarCraft,
you wanted
right?
StarCraft
yeah,
too.
I mean, I don't play StarCraft that well. But I haven't. I know some of the game mechanics. I watch a lot of like I actually came to Austin. They did a tournament and they had like Korean players come, and that was awesome. Like it was on at Red Bull, put it on over the summer, and that was an awesome experience watching like these hardcore like pro professional StarCraft 2 players.
That's those StarCraft guys, like watching their hands over the keyboard, it's like they're playing a different game than I ever played.
Yeah,
in
totally.
StarCraft.
I mean that like the only probably game I'm not good at is fighting. I just button smash. So
oh really?
If we did Street Fighter, I'd probably just be smashing buttons. That's all I would have done.
How'd you get your start in gaming? I mean, were you like an arcade guy, or were you more of like a PC guy, or?
Well, from what my parents told me is that like I just asked for like the NES for like a commercial. I was like, I want that, and then they got it for me, and then like rest is history. Wow. Like I just had the NES, and like and then I got like an N64. I got a PlayStation 2, Xbox, and then Xbox 360. Have a PC, and so yeah.
So the NES was your first console though.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember what the only game I remember playing on it was like a game called Top Gun.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
I remember landing on the carrier, man. That was a bastard.
That was like the funnest game. That was probably the only game I really remember playing, and like it's crazy. Like I don't remember. I just remember I had the NES, and the rest is history. Really, like I think it was like an 8. Man,
that's awesome.
Was it hard for you to keep it in that you won $10,000
definitely.
For like
yeah, because I mean we wrapped up so early, like back in October, the end of October, and like I was just telling people, yeah, I'm on the show, and like, you know, like I didn't say anything, and like, you know, tell your friends and your family, everybody like that. It's really hard to like keep it in for such a long time and just constantly watching it throughout the weeks. It's just like, I was so pumped every Thursday at 9 p.m. I never got so excited. All
right, so you have now won. You won $10,000 from the Geico Gauntlet, and what is the first thing you're going to buy?
Well, the crazy, before you answer that, I think the craziest thing about the fact that you won $10,000 is on stage. You know, after you won, Bernie came on stage with a briefcase that actually had $10,000 in it. Like, it wasn't a prop. There was literally $10,000.
I didn't think it was $10,000. I thought it was just I thought it was a fake. Like, but then he told me like, no, that was actually $10,000. That was crazy.
No, there are rules associated with game shows, and I'll be honest, I don't necessarily know.
What's crazy is that someone ran into him. Like, he posted like a journal about it, like saying that someone like recognized him from the show and like came up and started talking to him, and he was so happy about it. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, just someone like, you know, like just because he was on the show and someone came up to him and started talking to him about it.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, when you spot someone that you recognize from somewhere outside of normal life, I guess it's always cool. You know, it's neat. Like, I know. We get it more frequently now. Actually, I was like on Christmas Eve.
It still scared me. I saw you doing it. It still fucking scared me.
On Christmas Eve, I met I was at the mall buying something for my nephew, and I got recognized by a fan. It was like probably like an 8 or 9 year old fan. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And the idea that people start, you know, you recognize someone from the internet. That's
way to make it about you, Jack.
No. I mean,
really awesome.
Hey, at least he has multiple Twitter followers.
I know, right? This is like the douchebag couch over here a little bit. Sorry.
But what was? I'm going to go back to games for a second, Tim. What was the hardest game? The one you were least confident about? I know you said you felt good about the Halo one.
Rock Band, because I suck at Rock Band. Like, I played it and I like it. It's a fun game, but I'm terrible. Like, I'm so terrible at that rhythm game. Like, when we played DDR, I was like, okay, I'd rather play that.
Yeah, you and Green Team ended up going to the Gauntlet that episode.
Yeah, like when we did it, we were like, all right, we did pretty good, but we knew we weren't like, we all struggled, so we knew that like if we went into the Gauntlet, we weren't surprised. Like, we were like, okay, we kind of expected it, and we were just like hoping that like whatever game we play in the Gauntlet, we'll pull it through. And that's kind of like what I was thinking like the whole time. Like, all right, if I don't win in this game, I'll win in the Gauntlet. Like, it's kind of like a backup, I guess.
Yeah. Wow, that's confidence right there. I like it. It's like, yeah, I'll win the Gauntlet. No big deal. You know, elimination, whatever. I'll come down to it and knock it out.
Here's another thing that I have to say about the Gauntlet in general, and that is that the contestants that came and had to play games, a lot of times the comments, of course, it's gamers watching gamers play. They're always going to be like, these guys are fucking terrible. This is my Michael.
That's every Achievement Hunter video, by the way.
About how terrible you are playing
about how
games?
bad we are.
Way to make it about you.
Well,
again,
you guys are terrible at most of the games you play. I mean, you guys don't play any games well, and you play every game. But the thing about the Gauntlet, unless it's Ray, the thing about the Gauntlet is you can be good at games, but show up and play any game. Like, anything's available to play. Like, you can take the best Call of Duty player, and you put him in Rock Band, he's going to be terrible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or, you know, you put him playing Tetris, he's not going to be great.
You have to be really well-rounded.
Yeah, to play every single game and, like, just show up, not know what you're going to play, and say, oh, here's a game you played 3 years ago. We're dropping you straight into a match to play it.
And I think it goes to, like, what Tim said, where it's like, even if you have an off game, you still have, like, this chance at redemption, this chance to maybe there's another game that you're more familiar with that you can get back into the swing of things with.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's hard. I can't imagine, like, some of those games. I had to go through and play I wanted to have Left 4 Dead 2 in there for sure, and so we did that scavenge, which was one of my favorite rounds.
That was probably the most intense round we had the entire time.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we wanted one where people had to communicate. I mean, that was the big deal, where they had to talk to each other. And there's no better game for communication, I don't think, than Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, we were just like the whole game. We were just constantly talking and like making sure that like we weren't silent and that like communication. And I mean that's kind of like what I think that's kind of like what led to us losing, is that we like, you know, we were all good solid gamers. I think that's the thing about when you're playing games, is about communication. Because if you can't communicate what you're doing, then you're screwed. Like you lose the game. Like in Halo, like I was defending, but like we had some kind of poor communication, and you know we ended up losing the flag match. So
it's also because I was throwing those griff balls at you guys.
That is too.
It also makes for a lot better show if you can actually hear the contestants talking to each other.
So who was the first person you called when you were allowed to talk about winning the show?
Well, it was actually, we all watched it at my house. Me, my mom, my aunt, and my dad. We all like crowded around the laptop screen and watched the whole episode. And so they were right there.
Nice. So did they? I mean, they had no idea that you were the winner.
No, I mean my mom. I think they kind of knew. I think that my parents knew that like I had won this because I was talking about it beforehand, and like my mom said like when I gave her that hug, it was mother's intuition, and so I think they kind of knew, but I didn't tell them. Like I just watch. Just
All right, well.
Dude, that is freaking awesome. Well, congratulations again on winning the Gauntlet.
And I also have a Twitter account, Barbara, so I'm a commenter. So, thank you.
Well, you'll have more followers by the end of this. So
all right, dude.
All right, well, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Yay!